sounds crazy, but it also is amazing. A lot of times you don't even realize that you have fear. It can show up in your life as anxiety, it can show up as procrastination, it can show up as several different emotions that you may have. And most of the time when you set goals, you focus on the upside of reaching them. What are you going to gain from attaining your goals? Is it you're gonna reward yourself with a new outfit or some new sneakers or new gym workout clothes? There's so many different things that you can motivate yourself to take those next steps and to keep going. But here's a little thing that I want to remind you when it comes to rewards. You're living without those motivations right now. So unless something has significantly changed recently, the rewards are probably more of a want than a need. So it's not anything that you're driven to keep going towards your goals and where you'll do anything to make them happen. A lot of times it's scary. A lot of times it is, you'll freak out. You'll have these moments where you just think you can't do it, and so you don't even get started. If you have some anxiety or some resistance holding you back from taking action subconsciously, you know that you're coasting, right? You know that you're just doing the status quo. You're just going to work, you're just going home, you're just eating just to get by, or you're indulging yourself. You're not really fully living. Well, you're gonna get the strategy that can help you break through to the other side. You need to grab a piece of paper and write down what happens if you don't take action. So, for example, if you don't do anything and if you stay on the current state that you're in right now, what is going to happen? And I want you to kind of think back to, let's say, 5 years from today, like back 5 years, previous 5 years. What has happened over these 5 years? If you have not changed anything, if you've just remained the same for the past 5 years, what has happened? Have you grown? Or are you just doing the same thing over and over again? Like if you drive the same way to work every day, a lot of times it can just become autopilot, which in turn is scary because you're really not paying attention to the things around you. But you go on this autopilot, so you just are kind of living day to day and doing the status quo. So you do the same old all the time. And then I want you to take a picture at 5 years from now. I want you to look and see at your life, if you remained the same, what's going to change? Are things going to get worse? Are you still gonna, if you don't do any movement, if you still continue the same, are you worse than you were today? Are you worse than you were when you 5 years before today? That's now 10 years. Where are you? Let's say you have some health or fitness changes that you want to make. I talk a lot about health and fitness. You've been thinking about making them, but you're just not ready. You're not willing. Let's have this, I'm talking to you. Are you just not willing to make the sacrifices that need to be made to do what you need to do? It's a hard question. I'm asking you a hard question. Are you just not willing to do what you need to do? It's up to you. Nobody else can do this. It's up to you. So are you just not willing to take the first step? If you are, okay, let's continue. We talked about, or I just talked to you about making a list of where, if you don't take any action, where you're gonna be in 5 years from now. How are you gonna feel physically? How are you gonna feel mentally? If you're drained right now and you don't take any action, how are you gonna feel in the future? Let's take even smaller. Instead of 5 years, let's take 6 months from now. If you don't take any action, how are you going to feel 6 months from now? 1 year from now? 3 years from now? 5 years from now? How are you going to feel? If you feel so stuck, if you do nothing, how are you going to feel? Probably not great. What do you think? Just jot down what you're going to feel like. Get really specific. This is for you. This is your list. I want you to get specific. I want you to list the things that matter to you. Not what anybody else on social media, not what I would think. I want you to do this for you. Be specific. These are things that matter to you. And they should matter to you because they're your feelings. That's how you feel. So that's important. Don't let somebody else tell you it's not. If it's important to you, it's important to you. And there's a reason for it. Are you living to your highest potential? Are you happy? Chances are a lot of times you're not happy. And there's changes that you want to make. What do you want out of your next 6 months, 5 years, anytime in between there? Next week, tomorrow, later today, what do you want for yourself? How do you want to feel? Going back to health and fitness, how do you want to feel tomorrow, the next day, a month from now? How do you want to feel? Chances are you want to feel better than you feel today. If you are a health and fitness addict and you feel great, fantastic. Maybe this isn't for you. But for the majority of people who are going to see this, I bet that you have an area that you want to improve on. When you look at the cost of not taking any action, it can really be eye-opening. So if you look at where you are today and where you're going to be in 5 years, if you don't take any action, it can be hard. If you don't like what you see in your future, what needs to change? What are some action steps that you can take today to make those changes? They can be small action steps. You know, the smallest steps can lead to great results over time. Just make those small steps. It doesn't have to be as overwhelming and as scary as you think. Just small steps. That's all it takes. Be brave. Look at your life. What do you want to change? I'm sure there are aspects that you want to improve on. So what are those things? And when you start to say, oh, this is just overwhelming, again, think about the consequences of not taking action. Think about where you're going to be in 5 years that you don't want to be. Are you going to be immobile from just not moving at all? Or are you going to be able to walk 5 miles? Maybe you don't have that opportunity right now. Maybe it's super hard for you to just get up and down off of a chair. That's a reality for a lot of people. So if that is you, I encourage you to make a list of the things that you want to change, things that you want to do different. And I hope, and I am very, very hopeful that you will make some of those changes, some of those things that you can implement, whether it's just going for a walk to the mailbox or walking to the street lamp and back, walking to the stop sign, and then increasing it little by little as you can. Doesn't have to be a daily increase, but increase it over time as you can. You know your body, you know what you need to do. So you have to be able to be the one to take the action. Nobody can do it for you or anyone else, so you have to be the one to take that action. I hope that planning it out and maybe putting it down on paper or on your computer or notes on your phone or something is a practical action that you can take and really invest in yourself. And if you're wanting to know how to get started, I encourage you to reach out to me, or you can email me at lifestridefitnesstraining@gmail.com. I'll be happy to talk with you, see what you need, see what action steps you can take. You can tell me where you were 5 years ago, where you are today, and what your future looks like if you just stay the same. And then maybe you can come up with some practical action by bouncing some ideas off of me. I hope that this video helps you. I hope that you stick around. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, ring the little bell. I'm gonna try to do these weekly. We'll see. But I hope that you have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Bye.